Arguments are a part of human communication, and they can occur anywhere, at any time, and with anyone. Arguments may arise in a professional or personal setting, and if not handled correctly, they can lead to negative outcomes. Knowing how to defend yourself in an argument is an important skill that can help you maintain control, avoid conflict, and resolve disputes amicably. Here are some tips on how to defend yourself in an argument. Stay calm. One of the most important things to remember when defending yourself in an argument is to remain calm. When emotions are running high, it's easy to lose control and say things that you later regret. Take a deep breath, pause, and try to calm your emotions. You can even walk away for a few moments to collect your thoughts and emotions. Listen carefully. When someone is arguing with you, it's easy to get defensive and start thinking about your rebuttal instead of listening. However, it's important to actively listen to what the other person is saying. Listen to their words, tone, and body language to understand their perspective. This will help you formulate a response that is appropriate and effective. Validate their perspective. People argue because they have different perspectives on an issue. Even if you disagree with the other person, it's important to validate their perspective. Acknowledge their feelings, experiences, and opinions. This will show that you respect them and their perspective, and it may help diffuse the situation. Stick to the facts. When defending yourself in an argument, it's important to stick to the facts. Avoid making assumptions, generalizations, or exaggerations. Use specific examples, data, or evidence to support your argument. This will help you maintain credibility and avoid getting sidetracked. Use I statements. When you're defending yourself in an argument, it's important to take ownership of your perspective. Use I statements to express your feelings, thoughts, and opinions. This will help you avoid blaming, accusing, or attacking the other person. For example, instead of saying "you always do this," say "I feel frustrated when this happens." Avoid personal attacks. Personal attacks can escalate an argument and make it difficult to resolve. When defending yourself, avoid attacking the other person's character, intelligence, or motives. Stick to the issue at hand and focus on finding a solution. If the other person makes a personal attack, try to stay calm and redirect the conversation back to the issue. Be open to compromise. In some situations, it may be necessary to compromise to resolve an argument. Be open to considering different solutions and finding common ground. This will help you maintain a positive relationship with the other person and avoid future conflicts. Take responsibility. If you're at fault in an argument, take responsibility for your actions. Apologize if necessary and offer to make amends. This will show that you're willing to take responsibility for your mistakes and work towards a resolution. Know when to walk away. Sometimes, it's better to walk away from an argument than to continue to engage in a heated debate. If the other person is not willing to listen, is being abusive or disrespectful, or if the situation is becoming too heated, it may be best to disengage. This doesn't mean that you're giving up or losing the argument, but rather that you're prioritizing your own well-being. Seek mediation. If you're unable to resolve an argument on your own, consider seeking mediation. A mediator is a neutral third party who can help facilitate a discussion and find a resolution that is acceptable to both parties. Mediation can be helpful in resolving conflicts in a professional or personal setting. By staying calm, listening carefully, validating the other person's perspective, sticking to the facts, using I statements, avoiding personal attacks, being open to compromise, taking responsibility, knowing when to walk away, and seeking mediation if necessary, you can effectively defend yourself in an argument. It's important to remember that defending yourself in an argument doesn't mean that you always have to be right or win the argument. Sometimes, the goal should be to find a solution that is acceptable to both parties and maintain a positive relationship. This requires a level of empathy, understanding, and a willingness to compromise. Moreover, it's important to recognize that arguments can be productive if handled correctly. They can help us understand different perspectives, learn from each other, and improve our relationships. However, this requires a level of mutual respect, active listening, and a willingness to engage in constructive dialogue. In addition to the tips mentioned above, here are some additional strategies that can help you defend yourself in an argument. Use humor. Using humor can help diffuse a tense situation and lighten the mood. However, it's important to use humor appropriately and avoid making jokes at the other person's expense. Ask questions. Asking questions can help you understand the other person's perspective and find common ground. It can also help you clarify misunderstandings and avoid assumptions. Use active listening. Active listening involves paying close attention to what the other person is saying and providing feedback to show that you understand their perspective. This can include nodding, summarizing their point, or asking clarifying questions. Use body language. Your body language can convey a lot about your emotions and intentions. Use open and relaxed body language to show that you're receptive and engaged in the conversation. Avoid crossing your arms, rolling your eyes, or making aggressive gestures. Avoid trigger words. Certain words or phrases can trigger a negative reaction from the other person and escalate the argument. Avoid using trigger words and instead focus on using neutral and respectful language. In summary, defending yourself in an argument requires a combination of communication skills, emotional intelligence, and a willingness to compromise. By staying calm, listening carefully, validating the other person's perspective, sticking to the facts, using I statements, avoiding personal attacks, being open to compromise, taking responsibility, knowing when to walk away, and seeking mediation if necessary, you can navigate difficult conversations and maintain healthy relationships. Remember that arguments can be productive if handled correctly and that finding a solution that is acceptable to both parties is often the best outcome.